Today is Tuesday, December 17th, and this is William Michael of the Classical Liberal Arts Academy. And I'd like to take some time to talk to homeschooling parents whose children are studying in the Classical Liberal Arts Academy to give some practical advice about how to manage your children's studies in a way that really helps you out as a homeschooling parent. This is going to be a short video, but it's one that I think is very important that I'd like parents to pay attention to and think about as they manage their children's activities day by day. One of the challenges for homeschooling parents is documenting activity, having proof of activity that the children do and work on, and there are time obligations that parents should be thinking about with respect to modern education and schooling requirements and things like that. Some states have calendar or schedule requirements for homeschooling. And that can be a source of stress for parents because you've got so much to do already. You're trying to manage family life and homeschooling, and you've got other things going on. And if you don't keep records and if you don't track things daily, evidence of that activity is lost. Not to you, of course, not to the children, but if there's ever a request for attendance records, activity records, proof of activity, you're stuck in a difficult situation, or you could be. And what I'd like for you to know is that in the Classical Liberal Arts Academy, we can help completely eliminate this concern. But you've got to learn to manage things in a strategic way to make use of these resources. In the Classical Liberal Arts Academy, you can see I'm signed in here to the Study Center. I'm looking at behind-the-scenes analytical tools available to me as the administrator of this Study Center. While the children are signed into the Study Center, while they're working, whether it's signing in, opening a course, looking at a lesson, viewing an assignment, submitting an assignment, checking their grades and feedback, taking a quiz, any activity that the children do in the Study Center is all logged constantly. Every single activity that they make is logged in the Study Center. All of this is behind the scenes. On the screen here, you can see a log, and the student is my daughter, Anna. And you can see the date, December 16th, and you can see the timestamps. And all of her activities, everything that she does in the Study Center is tracked and recorded when she's logged in. Now, there's so much content. Let me just scroll through the 16th. And we're not really even in school right now because of the holiday season. But this entire day's activity is recorded for her. Every activity that she did while signed into the Study Center is logged here. All the way back through the day, all the way back to 9:58 in the morning when she first got online and viewed a course. You can see course viewed. So you can see her entire day's activity on the Study Center is logged here. Now, there's so much data, obviously, that there's no way for us to look through this all the time. We don't look at these things, but what's helpful is that these logs are always being kept in our database behind the scenes. And so when your children are working, if you have them logging into the Study Center and doing activities in the Study Center, that activity will always be logged and recorded in their records. And so if there was ever a question of whether the children were working on school activities, whether they were studying, whether they were submitting assignments or viewing their lessons, you would have a source of data to go to provide evidence for that activity. And so I think that this is a very important resource for parents to think about and make intelligent use of. So, for example, parents will often ask me how much screen time is necessary to study in the Classical Liberal Arts Academy. And I say, well, how the children study is really up to the parents. You can have your child work online all day long, or you can have your child work offline if you provide for that. But I want parents to think about this a little differently. I'm not saying that the kids have to sit online staring at a screen all day. But here's what I will say. If as a parent you're mindful, when you're having a school day, when the kids are working, you're doing schoolwork, have the kids check into their study center account, have them complete activities on the study center, have them take quizzes, have them submit assignments, have them check their grades, have them periodically throughout the day just signing in. Check in, check some things out, show that you're working on schoolwork, and then you can get back to offline work. But if the kids are checking into the study center throughout the day, you've got a constant record-keeping system logging your children's activity, showing homeschool attendance, if you will. So you'll be able, if there's ever a question or ever a need to provide evidence of activity, our study center will have that activity recorded. So if you think to have the children interacting with the study center as much as possible, the more they interact with the study center throughout the day, the more activity there will be logged. All of that activity will be dated and time-stamped, and you won't have to keep those records because those records are always being kept for you. And what I can offer is, if I scroll all the way down to the bottom of this log, you can see here that I can download this data. So I can download this as an Excel spreadsheet, even as a PDF file. So I could provide you with this log. Now, these logs are crazy because they record every activity that the kids do. So it's not something that you're really going to have and keep track of. But I just want you to know that these records are available. They're being kept by our study center behind the scenes. And so as long as you have the children interacting with the study center, all of that activity, every quiz question, every assignment submitted, every time they check their grades, every time they view a lesson, open up a link, click on an activity, all of that activity is being recorded in our database, and you've got evidence that the kids are working, that you're doing homeschool work day by day, and really an automatic attendance system keeping track of your activity. So I want you as parents to know that, and as students, if you're an older student and you can see this, constantly be checking into the study center when you're working. Leave a record that you're working on your studies, you're in the study center, you're putting in time as a homeschool student, and let the study center record that activity for you to give evidence of the work that you're doing. So just a different way to think about the study center, to make use of the study center, so you've got this silent, behind-the-scenes log of student activity kept for you every day in the Classical Liberal Arts Academy. I hope that's helpful. God bless.